Hi, and welcome to this special edition of Live Masterclass on the top 10 mistakes coaches in business make. I'm Jessica, and I'll be revealing the pitfalls to avoid when starting or growing your business. Let's get started. So, what's the number one burning issue you face in your business today? Feel free to write this down and jot this down for yourself. So, what would you say is your number one issue? Most coaches are going to say that they struggle to find more clients. And as a seasoned coach, it's always bothered me that so many coaches struggle in business. And so I really felt a calling at this stage of my coach career to address this with coaches, coach them to become better business owners through the Passion to Profit Mastermind program that I created last year. Because your business is not a hobby. I know mine's not. The median annual income, and this data comes from last year's global ICF study, the median annual income for coaches in North America is around $67,000 a year. Globally, though, if you look at 53% of the coaches who reported in, they're actually making around or less than $30,000 annual income from coaching. And this number is huge. This number troubles me. This number is going up, but we still have a lot of work to do to help. We do a great job of helping people become coaches, but how do we help coaches become business owners? And that's the focus for today's live mastermind. So whatever your burning issue was that you wrote down today, set an intention to leave this meeting with new clarity on the root cause of what's holding you back. This is your daily act of courage. If you can't ask, or we run out of time, or you're not able to, you can email me and ask me a question related to your business following this session. So let's move you and your business forward starting now. In today's lesson, we are going to begin by assessing the different areas of business for improvement. You're going to catch yourself when this area shows up for you. You'll just have an initial reaction. You might giggle, you might laugh to yourself, you might feel like, oh, that is it. That's the thing. We're going to ask key questions to help you launch and grow your authentic heart-based businesses. You're free to take notes and pay attention to whatever's coming up for you. And this lesson will take about 25 minutes. And we will continue to stay on and catch anyone who wants to dive into their specific questions, either privately or on this call. So a little bit about me. So I am Jessica Manka. My company is Managing Mind Spaces Coaching. I've been in business since 2012, so more than 10 years now. And I've been so blessed as an ICF certified coach, professional certified coach. I'm a certified executive coach as well. And I'm currently applying for my MCC credential by the end of this year. So I have more than 2,000 hours. I work for two of the top 4 companies to work for globally right now, which is Deloitte and Amazon. Lots of experience there. I lived many lives in both of those companies in very different ways, if you know anything about the culture of those two companies. And, I'm a 2-time author. I've had success with Active Campaign, which is a marketing technology. I've had success as a small, medium business email marketing success story 3 times over with them. And I recently was named LinkedIn Top Voice for personal coaching. So this is my space. This is my jam, self-discovery, personal coaching, working through our own inner limits of what's really holding us back. This is my space. And this is what makes it so great to share this knowledge with you. I've been really proud over the years to partner with amazing coaches through the alumni network of Royal Roads University, which is where I got my certified executive coaching designation. I've worked with over 50 coaches, meaning they've chosen me. I've been so grateful they've chosen me and counting for working through the journey of becoming a coach and developing their coaching presence and signature style, but also those initial phases where they're getting their ACC, they're really stepping into business, and they're really moving forward in those initial stages of just getting started with this new identity that they're taking on. and lots of testimonials, lots of love for these folks here, and even interviews. So last year I interviewed many of these coaches who came back after 6, 7, 8 years later and said that the work that we did around mindset, around inner limits, was so impactful that it's helped them become the business owner that they are today, and they share their stories. So the question that we're going to center on for today is, what do I really want for myself and my business? And what am I building? So let's start with the top 10 mistakes. I don't want to hold off anymore. I want to get right to it. So number one, marketing. So not knowing who you serve or who you serve best. Many coaches are under the disbelief that you can just hang a shingle when you get started, when you get credentialed, and people will buy from you. But coaching is a very loaded term. It means many things to many different people. And coaching is not for everybody. Not everybody's ready to work with a coach and do the work that you want to do with them. And so not knowing who you serve best really is a mistake. That knowing who your target market is, some people also refer to this as your niche. Your niche is a more specific term that says it's a combination of the type of coaching that you do, and the person who you do it for, and any other details that represent that persona. So for example, my niche is I work with overthinkers, perfectionists, and introverts. And what they struggle with is they hold themselves back. And they often find that they hold themselves back at different life stages in their career. And those imposter and those like limiting beliefs are something that they're finally ready to let go of. So the question that I want to leave with you with mistake number one on marketing is, ask yourself, who do I serve and what's my niche? All right. Okay. Moving on. Number two, next mistake that coaches make in business make, not having a clear marketing offer. So if you understand your market, you will know the problems that you can help your potential clients solve or work through. So your leads and people who are kind of following you or connecting with you or interested in you in any way, they're looking for hints that tell them, yes, this offer, is for me. And so please consider what your offer is and what it isn't. Oftentimes, right at the start of working with somebody, or even on my website for many years, I've always said, people who are tired of quick fixes. That implies that I'm not a quick fix coach. I want to help you do the deep work that's going to give you lasting change. And so consider what your offer is and isn't. Ask yourself, what do I do? And what's the problem I help my niche solve? Get really clear on what that marketing offer is. If you can't connect mistake number one and mistake number two, then it may be too general or too big, that it's hard to say there's one key thing that you help them do. So that's where these two mistakes can kind of be intertwined. Mistake number three is not differentiating yourself from other coaches. We call this the unique selling proposition. This is a term that's been around for a long time. It usually is referred to when you think of personal branding. So what's your unique selling proposition, or USP? The USP, a great example, if you say that, you're a coach and you have your ACC and you went to this school and you have this industry knowledge, you're basically comparing yourself to everybody else like you who's done that. What's the differentiator? What's the thing that sets you apart, right? So you are the product in your coaching business. I don't know if you know that. It's not actually coaching as the product. It's you, the product, because you're the one that they're going to work with, and you're the one that is making that relationship and that connection. So to really go and understand what differentiates you, that's what's going to set you apart, and that's what's going to attract people to you. You are not selling coaching. You are actually the product. You're representing or sharing yourself. So be really clear on what that is. Ask yourself this key question: how am I unique, and why would someone hire me? Okay, very hard questions. These are, we're not messing around today. This is the real stuff. Mistake number 4 is a sales mistake. So not knowing how to create sales funnels, find your prospects, follow up, and convert marketing leads into clients. So this is probably the biggest gap many coaches that I've worked with experience, is that they just simply haven't had the experience of, dealing with money, dealing with the client experience, the process of taking somebody who's just interested, and how does that interested person do certain things to become a client. So build your business savvy and maximize the ways in which new leads can get into your funnel or get into your world as a business owner, and nurture those leads and help them become clients. And it only takes a couple of people to start that process. Really listen to what they need, what questions they have, and that will inform what those early, like what do they need to know now in the beginning versus when they're about to sign on to work with you and enroll in your program. Those are different questions, and those are different vantage points that clients may have. When I was getting started, there was a really radical book at the time called The 4-Hour Workweek by Tim Ferriss. I'm sure you've heard of it. And so my vision, as I read that book, was how do I build a business? I want to build a business that runs itself. And how do I build a business where clients find me from all over the world, and book an appointment or pay me when I'm asleep? And so that was my target. That was my vision for my business. And it's the best, because I will literally go to an event, or I will be on a coaching call with a client. And during that call, I come back, look at my email. I've got a new booking by somebody else. I've gotten paid. This is just the know-how, the business savvy of like what it is you're actually building. So the key question to ask yourself is, what does my funnel look like? And funnel just simply means like, how big or wide is the net that you're trying to cast with the people who you want to work with? How big is that net? What does my funnel look like? And how well does my marketing effort convert to new clients? Okay. And I'll talk a little bit more about that in a second. The next mistake, number 5, is pricing strategy. So are you underselling your services and turning off your ideal clients? So do some research, go on the ICF website right now, download the latest ICF global study, or check in with me and I can send you a copy. Know the market rate for your geography. What's the average rate that coaches offer, and develop a pricing philosophy around that. Are you selling coaching by the hour? Are you selling value in your coaching? So there's an outcome that happens with people, and that's worth a certain amount of money. Are you doing a combination? A lot of coaches, when they're just getting started, they do a sliding scale. They have the client pay what they can model. There's a lot of different ways that you can build your pricing philosophy. Do you offer discounts or not? All of these considerations are really important so that you're not underselling your services and turning people off. Question to ask is, what will the market pay, and what's my path to profitability? So I'm going to stop right there and say, we're about halfway into this, and here's a challenge question for you. Do you have a marketing problem or a sales problem? And a marketing problem can be distinguished by an inconsistent or a small number of leads and prospects. So meaning your net that you're casting is just like little teeny tiny net. You're just casting it. You've got a couple of folks in there, got a couple of people that you're interested to work with, a couple of people asking you questions or sending you emails each week. And that is what would indicate to me that you have a marketing problem. You're simply there's not enough people out there who are in your niche who are aware of what you're doing and what you're about. Okay. It can be very deceiving. You can have a great follower on a social media list. You can have a large following. You can have a large email list. But if it's not going to that next step, that really shows me that your marketing messages may not be landing, or simply there's too few people that are in that pool that you're trying to convert. The opposite would be a sales problem. And yes, some coaches have problems in both areas. It took me years to actually understand this fully, but the sales problem, I would say, is that you do have a healthy net. You have a large group of people who are interested to work with you. They email you, they engage with you, they take action, they show up to your sessions, they book a discovery call with you one-on-one. Remember that not everybody, I work with introverts, not everybody wants to show up on the public group thing, and that's okay. So you may find that depending on your target market, there are group things that you can do and there are individual things that you can do. But sales problem basically means you have a lot of people who are interested, but they don't convert. Or when they're about to convert, they say things like, I just can't afford this. So in the Passion to Profit Mastermind, we do the deep personal groundwork to help you make value-based decisions and bring your passion to purpose to life. And we get to the root of this marketing or sales problem. So think about that. So think about what you're learning about your marketing and sales efforts at this point. Okay. Number 6. So client retention. This one really surprises me because many of the coaches that I work with, they work so hard and they finally get over some marketing and sales hurdles. They gain a couple of clients, but then they don't keep them. The client phases out. The client doesn't complete the program. Maybe the client doesn't work together as many months as they said that they would, or that the program intended them to. So consider, what is the long-term experience for your clients? Is there something that they graduate to after they work with you initially? What can you do to check in with that progress? Are they happy with what they purchased? Gaining clients and retaining them, keeping them. This is a huge part that can be a part of your business. So when you're looking for new clients, how often are you looking at existing clients and extending new offers to them or continuing services with them? So the question to ask is, what is the client experience and what happens when somebody works with me? Okay. Number 7, systems and tech. So this is a huge, huge one out there. And unfortunately, there's a lot of people who prey on new coaches and are out there selling services around technology programs, custom websites that cost you. I had one client of mine, she spent $5,000 on a website and had 0 clients. So purchasing too much or too little technology, this is really where a lot of coaches set themselves in a deficit when getting started in their business. So outside of your coach training, that probably is going to be your biggest expense starting out. The other place you'll spend, or most coaches spend, is around technology choices. And my challenge to you is to get the tech that you need to deliver your client experience. So if you know what the experience is going to be, like for me, I know one of the things is I want them to self-serve. I want them to be able to go to a website, get access to my schedule, book a meeting, reschedule a meeting. I want that technology answer for them. I want that ability for them. Figure out what's the tech you need to deliver your client experience. And the question to ask is, what systems are needed for operations? And what might you do to outsource or automate that work as well? You might not start off automating, but the best way to automate is to understand a process end to end. And then once you understand it, you can find ways to optimize it and automate it. So that's just a little tip there. Next, your mindset. Okay. This is huge. If you have all the other pieces, there's one other piece that you need to check in with, which is, what is your money mindset? Your money mindset gets in the way of your financial success. So what's probably holding back many of those coaches who are making $30,000 around the globe is that money issues or your beliefs about money show up in every conversation. They show up in your marketing effort. They show up in your pricing philosophy. They show up in the choices that you make and the decisions that you make. So imagine enrolling a new client or having a discovery call and they ask you, well, yeah, sounds great. Tell me about your program. And you have money mindset issues. Those issues are going to show up in that conversation. And they may give off a bad impression for the client that this really isn't of value for me. And I don't think I want to work with this person. So ask yourself the simple question of, what's my relationship with money? It's really huge, and it should not be taken for granted that you aim big and so therefore big things happen financially in your business. You really need to take stock of your money mindset to make sure that you have what it takes to show up and bring a positive, abundant mindset for your financial success. Number 9, a strategy, challenge, and mistake that a lot of coaches make is just throwing things at the wall and seeing what works. You will spend a lot of energy doing this. And more importantly, you will probably get really distracted because coaches are always getting new offers. There's going to be people on LinkedIn or on social media that are going to reach out to you and say like, hey, I do video production, or hey, do you need this SEO, search engine optimization for your website? Or hey, would you like to learn about this platform for you, or pay to play or advertise with us and be in our directory. So rather than guess what you want to do, experiment and take on smaller, lower risk experiments. Be really discerning about where you spend your time, your energy, and your attention. There will be many things to distract you. So instead of seeing what sticks, really go back, check in with your niche, check in with your vision for your business, how you want to, what kind of lifestyle business are you creating? Check in with all of those things that are important to you. And rather than guess, just take on small experiments that help you move forward to deliver to make more clients and meet more clients where they are and generate more business for yourself. The question to ask is, what's the next decision that I need to make? Being a coach in business, it's really like any business owner, you need to be discerning with these areas. So what's the next decision I need to make? And we're almost done. Number 10 is your personal development. Many coaches make the mistake of not continuing to invest in their personal groundwork to become a business owner. You know how to be a coach, and now it's time to become a business owner. That's a different thing. A great example would be, I hear this every single time I work with somebody in business. I'm not comfortable putting myself out there. So if you have limiting beliefs around putting yourself out there and what that means, that is going to impact your ability to be successful and to reach others. So continue to invest, continue to work with a coach. If you can't afford a coach outright, go to the ICF website and consider ICF reciprocal coaching. I think it still costs like $50 or $60 for 6 sessions with a coach who's trained, who's credentialed, who's at your level. Go work with a coach for that amount. Or even better, you could barter with a coach that you know and exchange hours for coaching. So the question to ask yourself, if you're not investing in your personal groundwork, is what are my inner limits and what do I really want? Some of my favorite questions. So I work a lot on inner limits. So I want to check in. What came up for you in this masterclass? Think about all the pieces that we covered, from marketing to sales and funnels, to systems, to client experience, to niches, to the products and services that you offer, to all of these pieces and how you prioritize or make decisions in your business. What came up for you today? If you'd like a copy of the lesson recap, it comes with everyone who's registered for this event. So I'm going to send you the top 10 mistakes worksheet. It includes all the questions that I've shared with you today to ask yourself. check your inbox. It's about a 5-page guide. It's absolutely free, and it recaps a lot of what we've covered here today in this masterclass. So if you'd like to learn more about the Passion to Profit Mastermind, which is the 10-week program that takes you through starting a business and becoming profitable, you can check it out on my website at jessicamenga.com/ppm, Passion to Profit Mastermind. And just some of the examples of those testimonials and interviews that I've had throughout the years, just some really great stories of people you can relate to that have built very successful heart-based businesses and continue to do the work that they love and make the impact. So thanks everyone for learning with me. You can check your inbox for that worksheet. For those who have to drop, have an amazing day. And anyone who wants to stay and ask your questions, I can reflect on what you're discovering, are welcome to stay as well. Thank you so much for your time. And I look forward to seeing you soon on this or another masterclass. Take care. Enjoy the learning. You've got this.